If I got into a 1v1 and think, I should have won that, yeah, we've all been there. And in Strinova, those clutch moments can make or break a match. If you're losing duels, you know you should be winning, you're probably making one of a few common mistakes. In this video, I'm gonna show you exactly how to tilt those fights in your favor, whether it's with better movement, smarter positioning, or just messing with your opponent's head. Let's fix those 1v1s. Hello everyone, I'm May. I make weekly content for Strinova ranging from guides and tips all the way to gameplay and challenge videos. So if you're into it, make sure to hit the subscribe button so you won't miss out. I'm also planning to start my rank journey, so look out for that. Quick disclaimer, we won't be going over the basics of how to move in a shooter because this video is already going to be long enough than it is. What we are gonna quickly address though, through this example clip, is how important it is to utilize your environment and take advantageous positioning, because this is something I will be mentioning a lot and what is key for winning 1v1 moments. In this example, the Flavia would have had an advantage if she held the right hand peak, because I did not have one. She felt confident enough to 1v1 me though through sheer brute force, aka let's find out who can hit their shots better. And they lost the 50-50. In my guide for this map, I've mentioned how important it is to take heaven. In this example, you can see clearly that I did not save plant on purpose so that I could now in return become the defender of the bomb. I have the advantageous position due to being in heaven, and I can't be hit that easily due to the elevated positioning. Additionally, I can hide behind this pillar and eventually even outplay the Celestia by moving around it perfectly. I'm not sure why she didn't just shoot me at all, but I won that 1v3. As a Celestia, I'm not even that hard to beat. Once alone, I have no skill or ultimate. I only have my gun and my aim. So I pray that my opponent is bad, but Celestia is the only person in the game who has this disadvantage. Everyone else can power themselves up or debuff you. How to counter this and how I eventually outplay every character in this game, we'll be taking a look at that in today's video. We're starting off with POS. Don't fight Michelle around her turrets, especially at A3, where her rate of fire as well as her weapon speed, ADS and reload is increased when she is within 50 meters of her summons. A good Michelle always places one summon in a way that cannot be destroyed by you directly, so that she definitely keeps that buff. Due to how Michelle's gun is easy to use, it's not too hard to 1v1 with her, especially at A3. So make sure that she does not have any summons around her, or otherwise she will easily outdo you. Similar to Michelle, don't fight Nobunaga within his skill called Guardian Eye. Within this field, his weapon usability and rate of fire is enhanced, and he can also withstand death once by gaining 30 HP and 30 armor back, meaning that in a 1v1 where both of you are close to killing each other, and you actually do almost finish him in contrast to you, who is still very low, he suddenly has 60 points back to tank your last few bullets before you probably die due to DMR's natural high damage, as well as the enhancements from his skill gains. If possible, try to either destroy his domains or lure him out, because if you lure him out, it's kind of similar to Celestia. All this person has now is their trustability in their aim. No more skills, nothing, just their gun. Don't run up to her in a straight line face first or you're begging to get shot. Once you're close, it shouldn't be too hard. Being a sniper in close combat, it is not too hard to 1v1 a sniper, except for if they're good at no scopes, and you're low on health already. A good strategy is to not necessarily 1v1 an A2 Kokona around her allies, due to the healing drone attached to any ally also heals and restores her HP. So if your 1v1 goes on for a little longer, she will always restore the HP back that you withered down, and she will slowly win if you are not restoring your HP either. Snipers are often alone anyway, so catch her off guard alone from the side or from behind. Yvette 1v1s are very straightforward. Do not fight her on her eyes at all costs. Wielding an SMG, she basically has no spread and a very quick firing rate. On average, she will probably hit more shots than you do, and if that happens while you both are being on her ice field, you don't just slide around, which makes hitting her harder, you also get a fragile debuff, which makes you take more damage. In short, ice 1v1 will 9 times 10 end in Yvette's favor, except for if your aim is like God. If you don't fight her on her ice field, the damage itself that Yvette does is not too high. Precise aiming to outdo her quick firing rate is all that is important here. Flavia is not as straightforward to beat as the aforementioned characters, but even though I and a lot of people within the community rank her as one of the best duelists, it is not that she is impossible to beat. It's just tricky and a bit annoying and situational. Similar to Yvette, she wields an SMG with very low recoil and spread and has a high firing rate. Her gun is quick, easy to fire, and hurts. A lot. Pay attention if Flavia has her ultimate, because if she does, do not fight her within the domain. Any lethal damage she takes will just transform her into a butterfly and make her dance around you, catching you off guard from behind and possibly killing you. This can be triggered infinite times within her ult duration, and thus it is unwise to even go and fight her in there. Leave the ult and don't go too near to the sphere. She can see you and shoot at you, but you cannot see her. She will shoot at you to get some damage in, and the moment you notice her, she will stop shooting and you won't know where exactly she is within the domain. Flavia is all about confusing and stalling for her teammates, so do not get baited. Without an ultimate, Flavia can still be tricky, but she is not as invincible as with it. A2 Flavia can instantly transform into a butterfly whenever she wants to and try to catch you off guard. A strategy that is very easy is not to use your gun, but your secondary and most effectively the katana. Due to how hitboxes work in the game, you can just slash around with the katana after her butterfly form, and the moment this form ends, you automatically snap to her hitbox and kill her. As for A3, either wait out the duration of her blinding orb if you are confident, or shoot it and beware that she gains 50% HP back as well as armor based on the amount of damage you dealt to her orb. So, similar to Nobunaga, you might be low already and have gotten her low, but now she's back to half her health while you're still low. Being alone, keep those healing nades with you in these situations to get back health as well, because otherwise, all you can prey on is your aim being better than your opponent's. Yugiri tries to gain an advantage by luring you to her snails and catching you off guard with the armor corrosion, thus starting the fight with more armor than you. Yugiri's weapon is also easy to use and has a quite good damage. Don't go through a chokehold where she threw and activated her snail. Her armor corrosion is pretty quick and you quickly only have half of your armor while she might have all of it, depending on how the 1v1 started. And because her gun is easy to use as well, you might be outperformed quickly. Also, whenever she shoots at you, she corrodes your armor as well due to her passive. So the 1v1 should happen quickly and not over time, such that she doesn't have this other advantage. With the new update, fighting Leona in a 1v1 has become just a little bit harder, but it's not too hard either if you remember your biggest disadvantage and advantages. Beware that she can always give herself a right-hand peek as long as she has energy to create a block. She will quickly have a hiding spot while you will be out in the open. If she has multiple ones connected to each other, they will share their HP and it will be harder to destroy them. So you might be busy destroying her right-hand peek while she can freely shoot at you. Additionally, except for if you're playing Audrey, you will run out of ammo and she won't be doing that for a pretty long time. So instead of destroying her blocks, especially at A2, either don't find her behind her blocks out in the open or try to get a more advantageous position while giving yourself a right-hand peek as well. But a thing that can easily make you win this 101 against Leona is the biggest disadvantage to her that I just briefly mentioned. Her low firing rate. Being a machine gun, her fire rate is lower than everyone else's, so if you can hit your shots, it's highly likely you will win that 1v1 due to getting more damage in way more quickly than she has the chance to. Ming is the first character where I suggest to simply not v1v1 her, but if you have to, this is what you should do and keep in mind. First of all, Ming gains a speed buff the moment you break through her armor entirely. She will run quicker than you. Second, A3 Ming will most likely fight you within her slowing electrical field, her skill, due to her gaining the lost armor back. While she takes damage, this isn't interrupted and instead just continues. So don't fight her while she is within that field and wait for the skill to go into cooldown. A general thing to remember is that Ming has the strongest gun within the game and will do more damage than you, which makes me come back to the first point. Do not 1v1 her if you don't have to. If push comes to shove and you do have to, don't fight A3 within her orb and don't let A2 hit you with her orb, or she will get the armor she stole off of you back. Take your time with her, position correctly, and slowly whittle her down. You can win every single 1v1 in this game as long as you take your time to think and gain an advantageous position. Lawine is a tricky one, and it is not because of her gun necessarily, though it is strong. If you're not Fuchsia or Michelle, Lawine will have the advantages of knowing your position even when you're hiding, while you might not know exactly where she is. If her knife hits you at A2, a chain attaches to you, making it even easier for her to figure out where you are and where you're coming from. You can escape this chain, but you will be slowed momentarily, so only escape this if you can safely hide behind something. Don't escape it right in front of her face, you will lose. Of course, you will want to try to not get scanned in the first place, but if it is unavoidable, remember these two things. Once this advantage of hers is gone, being a non-duelist, her weapon is not the strongest within the game. It comes down to your own skill at this point and you can win that 1v1. The moment Meredith's skill hits you, you get out of it. Not only does it blind you after the first awakening, but it also dwindles down your HP and reduces your movement speed and weapon usability. Don't let her get too close to you while you're within the skill. Once out of it, only keep in mind that Meredith's weapon is easy to control and your opponent can hit you pretty easily. Also, Meredith can fly up into the air to give herself more advantageous positioning and make it harder for you to hit her. Since 180 Man is no more due to his nerf as well as the Season 3 HP buff, getting close to Reiichi has become a bit more easy. You have to beware his skill, the light screen that he puts up that will expose you by going through it. Also, Reiichi can see through it by standing still in ADS for a brief amount of time, and at A3 he can see you even easier due to the screen turning see-through. Don't fight Reiichi at the other side of the screen. Wait for the screen to pass or go through it if you must. Most Reiichis use the technique of holding down the Stringify button so they will be Stringified instantly after each shot, making it exceptionally hard to dish out damage on him. Like with Kokona and Nobunaga, don't run up to him in a straight line. Make it hard for him to hit those shots, because if you're not single shot either, your only advantage is having more bullets more quickly than him at all times. Sis is a sniper, and similar to Kokona and the other single shot users, don't run up to her. And like Lawine, don't let her skill scan you. Being a sniper, her TTK is instant. If her sonar disc scans you while you're hiding behind a wall, she can easily align her shot with her crosshair, and the moment you try to leave your hiding spot, you will be killed instantly. Instead, don't fight her while you're revealed at all times. Make it hard for her to hit you by not walking up in a straight line and abuse stringification. Eika is one of the most straightforward duelists to beat, and 1v1ing her is not as hard as a lot of people make it out to be. The number one thing around Eika is to not panic and keep a distance. When Eika uses her skill, don't stringify within the field and jump out of it. Don't think you can keep standing while she sprays and prays while walking up to you. Don't let her get close. Being a shotgun, her damage gets higher the closer she gets to you, and it barely takes her any bullets to kill you up front. If you keep this in mind, it will be hard for her to get damage in while you can safely shoot her from afar. Fragans is a healer, but not to be underestimated. A2 and A3 both give her a movement speed and rate of fire buff, so you will have to make sure that these shots hit or she will outdamage you. So, a small thing to keep in mind is, if Fragans has her ult and really wants to secure and win this 1v1 for her mates, she might even resort to using her ult. I had this situation a couple days ago which lost me a 1v1 due to Fragans using her ultimate, And after her ultimate, Fragans will have her entire HP and armor back, so you might have to get double the damage in that you otherwise wouldn't have had to. Due to her ult being a duration, it would be best not to fight her while she does her ult. She can keep generating herself and stopping her ult for a moment if you shoot at her before she continues again. Wait for the ultimate to finish first. Without an ultimate and any of that sort, the aforementioned words simply apply. Most times she will shoot more quickly and Fragans' gun is actually pretty nice, so it's not hard for her to win a 1v1. Make sure to hit those shots and then it's an easy time. Mara is an interesting case and the newest character that makes me bald in this game. If Mara is good, it's far into the match and she has gathered quite some soul stacks which enhance her weapon usability as well as her firing rate. I would say avoiding 1v1ing her. Like, seriously, give up. But jokes aside, there are some things you can do to enhance your winning chance. First of all, know that hiding behind walls won't help you. Just like Ming, her skill can go through walls and still get you. With A2, she can shoot at the orb she created and kill you without even shooting at you. The moment you fight an A2 Mara, quickly run to break the connection to the orb. You will be slowed, but at least she now has to hit you instead, making it a little harder for her to kill you. If you can hide behind somewhere, this is even better. Just like Ming, take your time fighting her. Against Mara, all you have as advantage is positioning, otherwise it's actually pretty hard to beat her, especially if the game has been going on for a while. At some point, Mara just shoots so freaking fast she becomes unbeatable. Celestia is an interesting case because she's the only character that cannot use her abilities once she's alone. But there's one small tip that I can give you. Get rid of her last remaining ally even when they're downed, because if she has an ultimate, she can actually teleport to a downed ally and boost her armor back for the fight, making her way more tanky and likely to win the 1v1. Celestia also got base damage upgrade in Season 3 and becomes an absolute menace. Like Fragans, many people only see the healer role and think they can easily beat the other. But if you meet someone who can control her weapon well, it's gonna be hard. So get rid of her allies when she has an ultimate. Once everyone is gone and she has no ult, all Celestia has is her gun. Use your own abilities as much as you can and you can actually outplay her quickly. It's a little mean and I always scream around how I'm not in a hero shooter anymore the moment I am alone. So if the Celestia in front of you isn't too good at aiming, you can usually win that 1v1. Audrey is easy yet hard at the same time. Being alone, you won't be able to do the usual strategy of getting her to turn to the side in her turret form so that she can be killed easily. While she's on her turret, do not engage her. She shoots so precisely with zero spread and recall, you will be down in seconds. Get her to leave the state and you will be in a situation similar to Leona, but his firing speed is low as a machine gun and you will outdamage her. Most likely. Maddelena is mean and easy at the same time, depending on the situation. If she can hit her shots, she almost becomes as deadly as a duelist due to her DMR hurting a lot and every shot slowing you down and exposing your tracks due to her passive. Don't run up to her straightforward and try to make it hard for her to hit her shots so you can get close to her easily. Don't get caught by her paint because you will be slowed as well as you will be unable to stringify, making you an even easier target. If Maddelena has no paint available and is unable to hit you, she becomes an easy target. Fuchsia is a mean one, especially at A3. It is highly likely you will come into a 1v1 with her while she's on full HP almost all the time due to her restoring HP after every kill, while you might not be looking so well off. Additionally, she can scan her surroundings and know exactly where you are, making it impossible to catch her off guard or get her from behind. What you have to do is wait for a scan to cool down so that, just like Lawine and Kanami, you won't have this advantage of seeing you and A3 slow you as well. With A3 and scan while you're in front of her, you will most likely not win. You will be slower than her and you won't be able to hide from her. Don't confront her out in the open, wait for her skill to go into cooldown and then engage her. run. Thanks for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, please let me know. Bai Mo is, in contrast to Eika, not as easy to win against, even though you would think, oh, he's a shotgun, just don't get close to him. He will get close to you. No worries. Bai Mo is insane and hard to win against due to him enabling your stringification once he hits you from his passive like Maddelena, but he can also confuse you and catch you off guard with a 3 like a Flavia, or even worse, due to positioning the decoy. Every hit he lands makes the skill go into cooldown, and he can dance around you and leave his decoy behind. I'm both Bai Mo's biggest fan and hater when I say this, but if he's a good Bai Mo, all you have is your map knowledge of knowing where his red spots are and not to let him get close to you in the first place, even while he's dashing forward. He's also unable to dash if you have slow grenades and throw it onto him, though that is very situational. Other than that, pray he's bad. Galatea can be tricky, but also be punished a lot. She teleports behind you and turns invisible at A2. A good tip is to shoot at the decoy anyway, because you can get some damage in. She can try to catch you off guard, but at least she's unable to shoot while being invisible either and can't hurt you. So back off and get aware of your surroundings so that she can't exploit the surprise of her skill. If she is at A3, she will probably try to go back and forth between her decoys, so destroy the one closest to you, so that she cannot regain her HP through possible heal nades too much while you slowly dwindle her down. Other than that, Galatea is quickly to kill once she's unable to use her decoys. And that is all on how to outplay every single character in this game and possibly make you win more 1v1s in the future. If you enjoyed this, let me know. If you have any questions, feel free to write them down in the comment section. And also, if you'd like, tell me your craziest clutch that you've ever had, because I'm really curious and I want to know. I'm noisy. So thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next week. Bye bye.